Well, I thought you were going to give us those, and then we were going to discuss what we were.
We can do it. All right, fine.
Sorry.
So, in at number 10, then we've got Madonna.
A lot of us learnt fashion tips from Madonna, I think.
What not to wear?
Well, I was going the other way. I was learning what I was going to...
Yeah.
What I liked about Madonna was that she was one of the first artists to bring in... she didn't seem to worry too much about racial stereotypes or anything like that.
Yeah.
She had a mix of ethnic minorities in her dance troupe and in her videos, and I think that was brilliant from her. And one thing that I've learned from her now is that she was the master of she is the master of reinvention.
Absolutely, yeah.
Certainly. I mean, she had so many defining looks in the 80s and also in the 90s. So that was the first time I really became aware of her. Really I think it was her Frozen.
Yes,
the very iconic sort of look, and then she completely changed for the Ray of Light and American Pie. I think it was that came after that. So. Which
was so different when you think about her earlier stuff, like Papa Don't Preach, or Like a Virgin, or even Material Girl.
And not Bugsy Malone.
Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy,
yes.
That's it, thank you.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So at number 9, we've got one that I remember, certainly. I don't know, I wouldn't have thought of it as an 80s thing, but Pez. Pez candies.
They're still around.
Yeah, they're still around.
I saw them in a well-known shop the other day, and I almost bought them because there was a Star Wars one.
But, you know, with Pez... what you can learn from that is actually how to fill a stapler. Because it's the same principle.
Well, no, I mean, to be fair though, staples are stuck together, so that's
that's true. Whereas
there's a real knack to getting all the Pez in.
All you have to do is take the outside wrapper off, hold both ends while undoing the foil, leave the top foil on, and pop them in.
This is it. You see, I used to peel it back and then just keep them in there, and then just sort of cram the two together. It would kind of work.
But it was holding the actual mechanism back. That was the real trick, wasn't it? So you'd have the foil in one hand and having to hold them.
Oh, you see,
fine motor skills.
I worked out how you can get it to stay open. You see,
so it's the engineer in the room, isn't it?
Now, though, I just buy the refills and eat them directly.
You don't.
It's really.
We did do it not too long ago. When we were out and someone had bought us some Pez, and we actually did put them in the dispenser for the first time in ages, and it was great.
There was a whole group of us, and it was all about who could get all of the Pez into the dispenser. It was very funny.
It's a very good reward system, though, isn't it?
Yes, good point.
So, got to think about these things. Lifelong learning.
Yeah. Okay, so moving up to number 8 on our top 10 is Torvill and Dean, of course, and the Bolero.
They were amazing skaters, and in a way, I was glad that they were doing Dancing on Ice, but I was really sorry to see them do their comeback, which I felt they shouldn't have done, because they were just incredible.
Yeah.
I remember when I was young, because I was a roller dancer, so not quite the same as ice skating, but we still had the costumes, you still had the same kind of theatrics, and I remember they were my childhood idols, and watching their routines, and then being able to sort of take from them, and it inspired me to improve my dance skating and my competitive dance skating. Bought all their books, so again got me into reading as well.
I mean, I guess it was such a defining thing in this country, as it was the first time we'd ever got a gold medal in the Winter Olympic sport. So
true.
Yeah, in 1984, I think that was.
Crikey.
Well,
or was it 86?
It was 86.
I think it was 86.
Not sure, but
yeah.
Okay, so at number 7 we've got the Young Ones.
Yeah, I love the Young Ones. I don't know whether we learned anything particularly.
Well, see, I didn't watch this until the reruns. I don't know how many reruns. I didn't watch it the first time rounds. But no, it wasn't something that you really learn from.
No,
really.
But you just enjoy.
Just enjoy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, with the exception of one, I think that, they're mostly for enjoyment. But
yeah.
Hey,
I think that's a good thing as well.
That's part of learning. So number 6, then we've got the old style arcade and computer games like the Pac-Mans, the original track and field.
Yeah, I loved Pac-Man, and I know that was created originally for women because in Japan they thought, well, what do women like to do? And we want to create a video game for women.
Yeah.
Women like to eat was their idea, so we sent Pac-Man out eating all of these things. Women will play the game, but actually, I really enjoed Pac-Man because I thought it was quite cute that it went around eating.
Yeah, the one that I couldn't understand was Ms. Pac-Man. It's like, what does that? It doesn't. It was the same game, but it's just
that's
with a bow.
bit silly, I think.
Yeah, just
we don't need him.
Or maybe it wasn't.
You're absolutely right. Just going back to Torvill and Dean, it was the Sarajevo Championships in '84.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go.
I knew they'd got that from somewhere. But so up to number 5, and I will admit this is one I've not even heard of, so I apologise to you guys.
Oh, no.
And it is Sun In Blonde Highlights.
I remember
those.
Yeah, that was me in the 90s. I specifically remember 1995. I was in Germany and I had used it, and my hair was getting lighter and lighter.
Oh, no.
It was really bad. It goes terrible because it goes orange, and then it was going lighter.
So what is it? Because I mean, I see there's a thing in here that says in brackets, not just lemon juice, and I know
So it's just like a spray that you put on, and it obviously doesn't work so well in this country because you need sunlight, hence the name. So you would spray it on and sit under, and it would actually lighten your hair. Yeah. I mean, I used it, and it was still bleaching my hair weeks later because your hair was already lightened.
Wow.
So I won't show you the photos.
There was naturally a lot of in the UK tried to use lemon juice at first, and my hair obviously is Asian hair, it's not going to go blonde, but the Sun In, it had some extra property
in there, didn't it? Yeah.
So at number 4, another group actually, and actually you wouldn't have thought, well, I wouldn't have thought these would be above Madonna, but it's Wham.
Yes, Wham, because I guess if it was teenagers, it's that teenage girls, teenage crushes.
And there's the Christmas song, isn't there?
Yeah, Last Christmas, which was brilliant. And then, of course, all of our hopes and dreams were dashed when George Michael finally came out. He was such a pretty boy to look at.
I think I just answered your own question. Really.
Yeah. This is it. After the fact, I can't see how nobody knew, but I suppose maybe I've only grown up with the post-Wham George Michael, so...
It's true. He was very attractive in the 80s, and don't forget, in the 80s, the look was actually quite effeminate anyway, because we had Adam Ant and
I think that
New Romantics.
Yeah, like you say, in the 80s, they were all groomed. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way. So they were bleaching their. They were using
Sun In.
There was the perms, there was the big jacket, there was shoulder pads in the jackets. So actually, I don't think it was like difficult to kind of look back and think.
And everyone looked like that.
Everyone
so it didn't really matter.
Yeah,
you weren't even thinking, are they gay? Are they straight?
Yeah.
Everyone looked like that.
So moving up into the top 3 then. Ooh. And at number 3 we have. This one I do remember actually. So I don't know how. I'm not sure how, but
surprised.
Well, no, I didn't realise he'd been around that long. Gordon the Gopher.
Digging even further.
Gordon the Gopher and the Broom Cupboard.
Gordon the Gopher was amazing. I loved it.
No,
so much.
I do remember that. So.
I remember the day that Philip Schofield went grey. Yeah. And I remember thinking, what?
Yeah. It's like, you're really old now. What happened? It was almost like one day.
It was one day he had brown hair.
And then he was white.
I'm not sure that was
grey.
To be fair on Philip Schofield, I'm not sure that was in the 80s or the 90s.
Well, no, but he was still around.
Yeah. And he was great. He was great as a children's TV presenter. Yeah. But I do love him on anything that he does now. And I know he anchors This Morning, one of them. Yeah. And he's brilliant. Yeah. He really is good. Yeah. He always had that nice persona that you just warm to.
Yeah. Incidentally, Gordon Gopher would also be number 3 on my list of people wearing sheepskin coats. So there you go.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I remember the coat. Yeah,
yes.
The little brown coat.
If you're interested, number 2 and 1 would be John Motson and of course Del Boy. So that's my top 3 sheepskin coat wearers.
We've got a friend of ours who bought himself a sheepskin coat who thought he looked like Bane in it, but everyone started calling him Del Boy, which was really funny.
Okay, so at number top 2. We've got Casio calculator watches.
Yes.
Now, I always wanted one of these because I was a bit of a nerd, I suppose.
Well, yeah.
They were great.
But I suppose it was like this, the first sort of thing where the technology was getting so small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose in the way that an iPod Nano or something now, you don't think much of it. But at the time, the idea of having something in that smaller package and just on your wrist, it was very futuristic and very James Bond.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And so number 1 is Smash Hits.
Yes, every week.
It's a ritual, isn't it? A cult.
It was. Totally. You had to buy it because you had to know what was going on.
Oh, we see. I actually, because I remember one of my neighbours who was 10 years older than me, she would buy it and I would actually get the magazine, and I'd get she'd leave the stickers for me. The stickers was the thing, wasn't it? So she'd actually leave the stickers for me. So I felt really grown up because I was a teenager giving me a magazine, which instantly made it 100 more times cooler than it would have been anyway.
Totally. So, yeah. Magazines were a key thing. Well, if you enjoyed our little trip back to your childhood, or at least certainly our age of childhood, yes, do join us next week. We're talking about friendships next week, so we're going to be there for you, and we're doing friendships with a bit of a twist. We're going to be looking at things like our friends good for us. So going to the gym with friends, is that a good thing? That's what our personal trainer is going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at pets, the things that we do with pets that we think are friendly but maybe aren't quite so friendly. But we're also going to look at friendships as businesses, whether friends should become, or should go into a relationship. So do join us next week on Lifestyle MK, 12 till 2, Milton Keynes, Sacklow Sounds Community Radio for Milton Keynes.
Well, we got no choice. All MK Pulse proudly sponsors Seclo Sounds. MK Pulse is Milton Keynes' local magazine, bringing helpful information on food, health, fashion, money, travel, culture and much more to 84,000 people every month. Plus news, views and what's on from around the city. If it's happening in Milton Keynes, it's in MK Pulse and it's available online at www.mkpulse.co.uk. MK Pulse and Seclo Sounds, the heart and soul of the city.